Hello everyone and thank you for joining me. Today I will be trying to have some fun with a fountain pen that I consider it to be a little bit of a treat. A classic Pilot Murex MR fountain pen. My specific copy had better days but still quite striking even with its little defects. If anything, I think it adds a little bit to its character. When I was looking to purchase one, I was looking for one that had the nib intact and in perfect conditions, and everything else came second. The problem with these fountain pens, but at the same time the cool thing about them as well, I guess, is that the nib is integrated with the section. And, well, they are also called integral nibs. They are basically one unit, and if you have the unfortunate to damage the nib badly enough, you can just change the nib. You will have to change the entire section. As such, this also makes repairing the nib a little bit more difficult and sometimes impossible to make it perfect. Speaking of the section, it can be a little bit slippery, but fortunately the ridges on it helps with gripping the pen and don't consider it much of an issue. I have not used the fountain pen for extended periods of time, so I don't know if the ridges will be an issue or not, but I guess we will figure out today, after my Scribble session. One other cool thing about the section is that the feet, as far as I know, are usually covered in urushi lacquer. The bad thing about it, some pens, after some time, can actually start to peel off, like in the case of my copy. I did purchase it like this, one of the reasons why I managed to score it at a pretty low price compared with all the other ones that are in more ideal condition. Fortunately, this doesn't stop the fountain pen from functioning as it should, just aesthetically might not be on everyone's likely. Oddly enough, it doesn't really bother me that much. The fountain pen is all metal construction from stainless steel as far as I know, with a very slick design and retro-futuristic vibe to it, or at least that's what I think. The cap is pull-push type and clip into place quite nice and secure. It can post, but here is where I'm a little bit unsure as to how well. You see my copy does post, but the cap can easily be dislodged from the barrel by just breathing on it. I don't know if it's just my copy or if all of them are the same. It is possible that my pen is old enough that it's been used quite a lot and somehow the, I guess, inner liner wear down. Bottom line, in my case, I can't really use it posted when drawing and moving my hand around the pen a lot. But it's okay when writing. The pen did not come with a converter when I got it, however I managed to find an irometric style converter that fits it quite nicely and completes that all metal look that I do like. The ink that I'm planning to use for today is the Pilot Iroshizuku Yama-Guri, and since I'm using an irometric style converter, and usually these things are not the most efficient at sucking in ink, in my infinite wisdom I decided to go the long way around and first fill the converter with ink, then running through the feed and then fill the converter again. A little bit of comedy issued and managed to squirt some ink on my thumb. Fortunately, I managed to only paint my finger and nothing else around it. What a trooper, he took that squirt like it was nothing. A little bit of work to do it this way, but the entertainment value is unmatched. Definitely 10 out of 10 would recommend again. And once I finished filling the tank of this little beauty, I finally put the nib on the paper and, well, it didn't really got its feet wet enough to start writing. So I had to pump another drop or two out of it, and then finally it managed to, well, put wisdom words on the paper. Quite nicely actually. This nib is what I will call an extra fine. I love it. The beautiful surprise with this nib, first time I used it, it's what I noticed how it writes on reverse. Now that is what I will call a needlepoint line. A one-shot fountain pen for drawing nice details when needed. The only annoying part is the cap, not sitting in place posted as soon as I started to do some quick drawing lines. I never used this fountain pen for drawing yet, so it could be interesting how much I'll still like it after 2 hours of drawing or so, But for writing, I actually like it. Well, as long as you like an actual extra fine nib. Since the nib on this fountain pen is excellent for drawing details, for my little scribble today I decided to try and go for something with more detail to it. So I've let myself inspire by one of my pictures again, taken during the fall of some, well, unknown plant or weed that was growing in the park behind my house. This reminds me to remind you that in the first 2 weeks of the next year, I will attempt to do 2 videos on photography subject. I still have no idea on the format of the videos and what in the world am I actually going to take pictures of, but I will hopefully figure it out as I go. Pretty much as I did with these review and drawings videos that I've been doing for almost 2 years now. I'm kind of excited about that and kind of scared at the same time. I don't consider myself an amazing photographer, but I do enjoy it a lot. This, well, also reminds me that I have to load my film on canisters. Oh, and I need a fresh black and white developer as well. The one that I have is way too old and might not work as it should. I haven't done film photography for 3-4 years now, which is kind of sad. I mean, I might be able probably to use it and try and see if I can get some odd and quirky results, but I'll probably have to wait a little bit for the developer to do his job since it's so old. So I'm not gonna take the chance to ruin the films, and I'll try and give myself the best chance for success, at least for these 2 videos that I'll be doing. And yes, I will be using film for those first 2 sessions, and yes, I do usually load my own film. And maybe in the future I might do some digital photography as well. We'll see. Anyway, going back to the drawing part. So I started with the idea to draw something a little bit more detailed, but somehow did not turn out as well as I was hoping to. I have to admit that since I've started drawing again, after a huge gap of not doing any kind of drawings, it seems like I have run out of patience to draw any kind of details. I think that is the main reason I started to shift more towards a Scribble approach rather than actual more detailed drawings. So the drawing turned out a little bit odd, in my opinion. I think it's okay, just not close to what I was thinking of. Anyone has this issues while drawing? You have something in your head, but it just does not come out the way you have it in your head. If there is a piece of technology that I would want to have today, most than anything else, it's somehow to be able to connect my brain to a printer and print from my imagination. That would be wild, especially my dreams. A lot of times I wake up with a lot of ideas and by the time I get to the paper I forget about them. Anyway, since I was not able to get what I wanted this time, I decided to do another quick little sketch to fill in the time that I had dedicated for my drawing time. This time I fully embraced the randomness and I think the result turned out a little bit better. I even grabbed a wet brush and did some ink painting, or more like ink smudging, with some very interesting results that I kinda dig. This Yama-Guri, it's an interesting ink for sure. Since I only have 1 page left from the paper stack that I've been using for the past 2 years, I actually looked for another piece of paper scrap that I had from the same stack and decided to do a drawing on the other side of the paper. I wanted to keep the last page for the last drawing and fountain pen that I'm going to use for this year. So the new year starts with a new fresh stack of paper. I guess I'd better not screw up the last drawing. Anyway, in conclusion, this fountain pen is actually fun and I did enjoy it, but for me and my hand is not as comfortable for a long period of times. My middle finger started to hurt a little bit while I was doing the second scribble. I really wish it could post a little bit more securely so I can grab the pen a little bit higher. Do you have this fountain pen? Does it post better for you? Because if it does, I might save up and get another one in time. I really like the nib on this fountain pen, perfect for drawings as far as I'm concerned, and a dream on how it feels on the page. So having something that posts a little bit better, I would really love. Now the name is not glass smooth, so if that's something that you look for, you're probably not gonna like it as much, but like everything else, it can be smoothed out if you really want to. However, as it is, in my opinion, it has the perfect feedback for drawing. Anyway, looks like Christmas is pretty much here, and I hope that all of you have been nice and Santa will bring you what you want. And if you've been a naughty little person, well, good for you anyway. As long as no one got hurt in the process, who cares? Hopefully at least you enjoyed it. Alright, I'll be going for now. Enjoy the rest of the time lapse, and if you have any comments, please leave them below and I will reply to them as soon as I get the chance. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope I'll see you next time. Well, pretty much when it will be the end of the year, and I will be reviewing the last fountain pen and the last drawing for this year. I promise I'll try and keep it interesting. Wish you all the best, a wonderful day or night, wherever you are. Take care. Bye.